right, this is the weekly horoscope for Taurus for the week of, for the week of December 18th, 2023. Show your love and support to your girl Marie by liking, subscribing, and sharing. I know I gotta shuffle my cards a little bit more, so excuse the ASMR. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. Show your love and support. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share. And thank you for everyone who has. I really appreciate the love energy that you give me. So anyways, my bulls, you may advance in your career and take on more responsibilities. Your superiors see you as reliable and dependable, and you can be working on your goals or your priorities or hiring other people to help you achieve your goals. This can also be dealing with family members who are older than you in regards to taking care of them, or it can be difficult getting other people to do favors for you at this time. Not the easiest time for you emotionally, and you can be feeling drained or burnt out. Or you can feel very overwhelmed because you have put too much on your plate at this time with this energy. Okay, so just be aware of that also. Alrighty. You may change in a profound way physically, which is awesome. Personal power and ambition become more important to you. There's a greater chance that other people will develop an obsession over you. You may be very attractive, but attracting the wrong sorts of people, because it could be like moths to a flame, and they are just attracted by your positive energy at this time. So you are required to be more protective of your energy and who you give your energy to at this time, because people tend to latch on to you during this time period. And on a spiritual level and a conscious level, you can only take so much of that before you start freaking out, blowing up on people, because it's cute for like about 2 weeks, and then after that you got to have a level of to get out of your way, all right, or else you're gonna be like really, really upset at this time. Alrighty, then on Tuesday, you may have a tendency to overdo it when it comes to socializing and enjoying yourself. Others may find your behavior mildly offensive because you could be in hippie mode. And this could be a situation here where you're messing with the wrong person, or you're being jovial and optimistic, in hippie mode. Be like, oh, and it's like, oh, but you're doing it to the wrong person. And especially a person that you didn't necessarily get along with and you're butting heads with, but now you're trying to be nice to this person. So expect this person to like snap back at you because they're not used to you being nice to them and like commiserating with them and trying to be friendly. So they could find you very fake at this time, and you could find them to be very attacking. Okay, so I would be careful with that. So kind of like read the room before you go being like in hippie mode. Moderation is key here. There's also a lack of balance between give and take in partnerships. You may be feeling like there's too much intimacy in relationships. Again, this is you needing to recharge your batteries at this time. So you could start feeling a little bit claustrophobic with certain relationships, or for some of you here, you need to work on being emotionally vulnerable to other people with this energy here. So it could be a situation like that where you are kind of like, you're not used to like intimacy, like on an emotional level. So it could be too much for you at this time. It doesn't mean push away the person, but try to go there with that person and then try to force yourself to stay in the relationship, but also be open and honest with your conversations with this person. And you're not ready to have these open and vulnerable conversations with other people because you just don't like to be vulnerable. Okay, a lot of you don't like to be vulnerable, and if you have to be emotionally connecting, and it's very difficult for some of you to emotionally connect with other people, just some of you, not all of you. So you could have really awkward moments with other people in your life, especially with love relationships. You can be asked or put in a situation where you're vulnerable or put yourself out there. So it's up to you what you want to do. Learn to stay and not run away this week. This is a favorable time for business partnerships, contracts and negotiations, alliances, collaborations. This could also be contacts tend to help you get ahead and achieve more respect. Marriages could be in a favorable mood at this time. This is a great time to work on connecting with your partner and opening yourself up to your partner and to be cozy with them, but also learning to stay and letting them know, hey, look, I need my space. I need my time to recharge and to be like by myself, because sometimes it's a little bit too much for me. Just say that. You're more quiet into yourself on the 20th. This could be certain projects can be coming up or coming to an end, and you could be jumping right onto a new situation. For others of you, whatever you're working on now is going to end, and you could stop working on that and moving on to something else. I feel for some of you here, this could be like projects ending, okay, and just coming to their ending that they were supposed to end at, and then you're going to be starting on something else. For others of you, if you were working on a business idea for a while, like before Mercury went retrograde, you could be jumping onto something new. I think I'm gonna cough. Oh my gosh. So it could be something like that happening. Alrighty. For others of you, this could be revisiting old projects, or you could be recreating memories. I can't talk. You could be going back to the past because of something you've forgotten or something is missing in your life, and you could be trying to rekindle that feeling and trying to revisit that feeling. For some of you, it could be trying to revisit that. You could be trying to rekindle that relationship, rekindle that crush with this energy and trying to revisit that. It could be just simply certain things that money can't buy. You could be reliving at this time, or things that you find in your house that you put away and then you decide that you're going to declutter your house. So you could be reusing certain things that you have long forgotten in your past, and now you're like, oh, I want to play with this. Or maybe you find like a teddy bear that is sentimental to you and you're like, oh my gosh. Or a piece of art that you're like, oh, I can use this now for my house. You know, that kind of thing could be happening. Then on the 21st, you're intense and emotional. You find yourself caught up in an emotional drama, wondering how will you make life quieter now, or if you really want life to be quiet right now. The answer is to direct your need for intensity into creative pursuits. You are torn between the old and the new, and you may not immediately see how they can blend. You will learn to adjust to a new way of thinking. Until that time, you may find that you can change jobs more often. You may have an opportunity to pay down your debts or pass impediments. There may be now an opportunity for you to get out of a rut. Removal of things that hold you back from success could be happening. Opportunity to get rid of debt more quickly. There could be some kind of financial windfall, Christmas money, Christmas bonuses, inheritance, a big tip happening, business picking up at this time that's going to help you get out of debt. You're more open to making changes in your personal life and easily adjust to the sudden and unexpected events that can be happening. You're social and outgoing and enjoy being in the presence of other people, especially those who differ, who offer you a different perspective on life. Friendships will be more important to you, and you may initiate new partnerships, but it's likely to be very different from what you're used to experiencing here as well. Or it could be like opposites attract, and you two could have you two are like in two different directions in life. Okay, you're very insightful when it comes to handling money, and you may have fortunate opportunities now, and you may have a lucky day on the 21st. So you should still be careful with taking risk with money at this time. Then on the 22nd, the sun moves into Capricorn. Your personal popularity increases. Others will tend to lean on you for emotional support and will confide in you. Watch for a tendency towards overindulgence. You may lack self-discipline. Your emotions are closer to the surface. Your perceptions of others and feelings are quite accurate. So you can be calling a situation before it happens, or you can have somebody figured out at this time. You are more aware of subtle emotional cues and body language during this time period as well. Okay. Let me see. Domestic routines should be running more smoothly, and relationships, especially women in your life, that should improve. Servicing others may please you now, and you especially may gravitate towards groups that are somewhat counter to mainstream. You know, some of you are like that. Like, you like groups that are very like eccentric or artsy, or just have their own ways of doing things, you know, like cults and stuff like that. Like, for example, you just may decide to run off with a Rocky Horror Picture Film, okay, for example, and join that group in Orlando. I know there's one in Orlando. Alrighty, so it could be like something like that, or follow Corey Feldman, you know, in one of those things, okay, and then form a group and stuff like that. All right, so you're more receptive to unique individuals. You know, this could be like unique individuals who like to play Dungeons and Dragons and that type of stuff. You may draw interesting people to you at this time. While your capacity to assist others is occasionally triggered, you also are more open to your own uniqueness and the ways you do things differently, or the different hobbies that are unique to you at this time. And so you tend to gravitate to those who share those same interests as you. So if you like Dungeons and Dragons, for example, or you like doing like medieval time stuff and stuff like that, like Renaissance fair stuff, and stuff like that. So it could be a situation like that happening. Okay. So you know how some of you are. Some of you are very much like, like you want to be different, like you want to be unique, and you want to stand out. But then at the same time, you want to be PC, politically correct, and all that good stuff. So it could be like that. So I see traveling coming up for you at this time. For others of you, get the hell out of your damn head. You're overthinking situations at this time. The Six of Wands, I feel like you could be very diplomatic. You're not communicating your feelings right with this energy because you want everybody to like you. You don't want to seem like the bad guy. You want to be, again, PC, politically correct this week with this energy. So just be careful. The Fool card brings about new beginnings at this time, a blase energy, but you're happy, you're optimistic, and you're bubbly because it's Christmas and you get to do all the little Christmas things and the Charlie Brown Christmas. So you're loving it. The Eight of Cups, you're over certain situations going on in your life with this energy, and you're just done with certain people in your life and you're ready to walk away from them. And this could be somebody poo-pooing on your parade, may not like your ideas or may not like the things that you do because, again, and this could be correlating to Friday, because you do things very unique and unique to you, and somebody could be poo-pooing on that at this time. Because some of you, especially in your 40s and your 30s, you tend to be a little bit more like in hippie mode. I call it hippie mode, which is fine. I know a lot of you like that, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. And it could be just other people not allowing you to be yourself, okay? And trying to put you in a box, okay? Could be happening. The Two of Wands, I feel for some of you here, you're very original in your thinking. This could be a time of reinventing the self. So you could find that you're inspired. So Friday is very significant for some of you, okay? Especially those of you in your 40s or in your 30s. Friday is very significant for you because you could be inspired by somebody that could turn into a bromance or some kind of like romance where you're inspired by this way this person like thinks and does things. You know how like in Japan they have people that dress like Elvis and stuff like that? It could be like a situation like that, and you could become inspired by the look. I know a lot of girls that are into the B50s, like hairdo and stuff like that. So it could be like making friends with somebody who's like involved in that or who's an emo, and you could start dressing like an emo or stuff like that, because it reminds you of your past and it reminds you of your teens and your college years and things like that. So you could be very much running with that at this time for some of you, not all of you. The Chariot card brings about a victory. I feel like you could be more yourself at this time, or you are definitely reinventing yourself and exploring the self at this time and what makes you happy. So this is a reinvention of the bulls at this time with this energy here, okay? I feel like this is an exciting time for you as well. You're working on yourself. You're delving into self-care and self-love at this time with this energy here as well. And it could be meaning change your appearance up to make you more happy, to make you feel closer to your true self at this time in your life, in the direction that you're going in your life at this time for this moment, okay? And then you'll change your mind again. The King of Wands, I feel you could be dealing with somebody that's stuck in their ways of thinking. So not everybody is going to like your inventiveness, your creative way of expressing yourself. Not everybody is going to be approving the things that you do at this time, or your relationships that you have with certain people in your life, because it could seem very altruistic or very out there for them, okay? You could be dealing with somebody that's very conservative in their life. All right. I feel for some of you here, you could be delving more into holistic healing, meditation, self-help. I do feel like for others of you, you could be wanting a better life for yourself with this energy here. So you could be working on the law of attraction at this time. You're wanting more popularity with this energy here. I feel for some of you, you may feel that you are too smart for your own job. So you could be reevaluating your career direction at this time. The Seven of Cups, I see a victory coming up. Good news happening. Lots of thoughts of future coming up for you as well with this energy here. As I connect with this energy, and it does not mean this, but I do feel like you're repeating certain cycles at this time. So pay attention to those, because those are opportunities to break those cycles and do something different, okay? I feel like you're searching for your new beginning during this time period as well, or wanting to create some kind of change in your life because you're not seeing the progress that you want to see. And I would give it a minute. It could be just the planets in retrograde, and then once all the planets start going direct in January, then things will change and get better, okay? Let me see. The Eight of Swords, you could be going through it emotionally at this time with this energy with other relationships in your life. This could be an emotionally confusing time for some of you here. You could be triggered by certain people in your life as well. For some of you here, it may not be the easiest time for certain conversations. All right. You could be feeling stuck at this time because maybe this person holds the coin purse. Okay. And they're kind of like messing with your financial security or your security at this time. The Empress card, you may not be getting along with mother at this time with this energy here, and kind of butting heads with mother or butting heads with the women in your life as well with this energy here, and kind of not getting along with them. I feel for some of you here, you need to be careful, especially those of you in your teens or early 20s. You could be getting groomed by somebody here as well, and this person could be trying to transform you or change you in some kind of way. You could be dealing with a Libra or a Capricorn energy, and this person is trying to make you fit their agenda, okay? They could be trying to get you to go back to school to become this because this makes more money at this time. This could also be you, because you don't want this person to rely on you financially anymore, okay? So you could be trying to push this person out of the nest and make them go back to school and get like a better paying job for themselves or do better for themselves, okay? So that could be on your agenda, to be fix-it Felix for this person, and this person may not want to fix themselves, okay? So you two could be butting heads about that, because maybe this person is a housewife or a house husband and they stay home. That doesn't sound good, but this person stays home and does like stuff at home, but maybe you had enough of that and now you're like, okay, you need to go get a job, you need to help out, okay? I do see don't rest on pretty at this time. Alrighty, continue working hard. It's very competitive out there, and there's always somebody behind you, know that. The Ace of Swords, as I connect with this energy, and it doesn't mean that, I do feel like somebody's being protective of you at this time. So somebody could be concerned about your situation and kind of like leading you and guiding you. I do feel like for some of you here that fate is definitely intervening during this time period for you. This could also be dealing with a group or organization with this energy. Okay, you could be very analytical in your way of thinking. This could also be common sense kicking in for some of you. The High Priestess card, this is a time of introspection and kind of going through it emotionally. Even though it's time for introspection, it's not going to feel that way. It's going to feel like a stifling kind of energy as I connect, and things are not happening fast enough for you. And that's because all the planets are in retrograde. There's a lot of secondary planets that are in retrograde at this time, okay? So things are going to be moving forward, but slowly, okay? For some of you, you're definitely going back to school, or you're trying to push somebody else to go back to school at this time. And I feel like this could be a spouse. This could be somebody that you're financially supporting, and you don't want to financially support them anymore. You don't want them to be lounging around the house anymore. You kind of want them to be doing their own thing. So I see that going on during this time period. You're kind of like trying to push them into going back to school. You can be having epiphanies, so pay attention to your dreams with this energy. The Death card does bring about changes. You could be, you may have dreams about these changes coming up. This is climbing the corporate ladder. So this is a positive time for you in regards to growth happening for you with career. And you could be seeing that vision and making it come true. You have a lot of influence over other people at this time. I feel like other people could be very judgy this week, so let them hate. Dominating people need silence at this time, so just ignore them. I feel like there's endings coming up. If you're going to get kicked out of a situation, it's fine. That means that the lesson is over, because you guys have a hard time leaving a situation. So you may get kicked out of a situation here. Okay, so this is either you getting fired at work, or this is you. Let me see what else. I feel like you're going to get fired, or you're going to get kicked out of like an association or group or congregation. So you could get kicked out, and it's fine. It just means that the lesson is done here. You're too comfortable, my bulls, and it's time for you to change. It's transformation time. It's time for you to grow elsewhere. You did all the growing that you could do, and just take it with a grain of salt. Yes, it hurts to be rejected, but at the same time, put it in perspective, count your blessings. The situation is over because a new situation is coming along. It may not come along when you want it to. I give it about 3 months or 3 weeks, but it will happen, okay? I feel like for some of you here, you could be sentimental about the past, overcoming certain obstacles. So certain obstacles in your life may no longer apply. You may have to deal with a relationship here, and you have to remove yourself, or the universe is going to remove yourself from the situation in order for you to get the blessings. And then you're going to see the blessing in the situation when it's all said and done, okay? For some of you, you could be being removed from certain relationships in your life because certain relationships in your life are a little bit too toxic or a little bit too much for you, or they're no longer part of your story, and that's okay. There's recognition and success coming to you, more money coming to you, mastering your money situation, okay, finding a better job. Be careful of liars, manipulative people, scammers at this time. Alrighty, prayers are going to be answered this week with this energy here. This is a beautiful time for doing feng shui as I connect with the energy, because I feel like the energy for you is going to be moving, and like a lot of brand new things are going to come into your life. So this would be a great time before the new year, the Chinese New Year, to delve into feng shui to kind of get the energy moving along a little bit more. You could be, somebody from your past could be reconnecting with you. So it's up to you what you want to do with that. This could be like an ex coming back into your life. So again, up to you what you want to do with that. For some of you could be dealing with separation or loss. You could be grieving at this time as well. For some of you, definitely a nasty ending is going to happen, and it's not going to affect just you, but other people around you are going to feel you gone. Okay, you are dealing with a manipulative person, so you're not going to win this battle. I do see you standing out for your unique talents. This is recognition, success, fame. This could be like out of a bad situation. I see a big blessing coming to you. Okay, so maybe you had to make this scene. Maybe this had to happen in order for you to get more out of the situation. So some people may not, you could get transferred because some people don't want to see you leave. Okay, so it could be a situation like that with this energy. Alrighty, I do feel like you could be working on yourself too with this energy, and kind of like shedding your skin with this energy as well. The Strength card, you're a perfectionist when it comes to your work. With this energy, I feel like you're throwing yourself into something new. This is an exciting time for you with career. With this energy, a lot of luck with money. The Queen of Coins, prayers being answered at this time with this energy. So an emphasis on God hearing you and answering your prayers. And the Nine of Wands. I feel like for some of you here, you have a fear of rejection, or you're scared to approach somebody at this time, or you're scared to get hurt and go into a relationship at this time because you don't want to get hurt. So you may not be over this grieving here with this other relationship. So you may have like gotten divorced recently, and you may not be over this hurt, but you really want to intrigue this relationship, but at the same time you don't want to get hurt. So it's up to you what you want to do with that. Okay, I love you, my bulls. If you would like a reading with me, because this is general, if you would like a reading with me, check it out in the link in the description box below. I do yearlies and natal chart reports, compatibility reports, and 6-month reports. The 6-month and the yearlies are just based on your date of birth, time, and place. So check that out. Yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Kisses.